So now we are going to talk about the steps of risk management. As we have seen what is risk, the categories of risk, the characteristics of risk, how risk is analyzed, we are going to see here. And we have seen the different categories of risk, that is business risk, project risk, then technical risk, etc., etc., known, unknown, predictable, unpredictable, etc. Now we are going to see the steps of risk management. First of all, where we are going to use. If you remember, I have already talked to you regarding the strategies. The two strategies we were working with was, first one was reactive approach and the other one was proactive approach. When we are working with proactive approach, what we are doing, we are only going to in reactive approach, we are only going to take action if we face any problem, only then, right? In proactive approach, what we are going to do, we are going to prepare a plan. In that, we are going to take steps for risk management. Those risk managements are these steps we are going to follow, right? So this is the steps, these are the steps which are taken in the proactive approach. So these are the steps we are going to take in the proactive strategy, risk strategy, right? So let's start with this. First step is to identify possible risk. That means I am going to identify what all risk can happen, right? Next one, risk is nothing, it's just a problem that can occur in future, right? So I'm just going to work out what can go wrong in future. That is what risk is. Second one, I'm going to analyze each risk. I'm going to analyze risk on two bases. The first base is called as the estimating the probability that this risk will occur in future. That means what is the probability of occurrence of the risk to in future, right? Second is what? Second parameter is the impact of the risk. Let's say if the risk occurs, then what impact, that means what damage, what loss it can incur if this risk is going to happen. So I'm going to check the probability of occurrence, and second one, I'm going to analyze the degree of impact of this risk if it occurs. Now, after doing these two estimations, I'm going to rank the risk by probability and impact. On the basis of these two parameters, I'm going to rank, that means I'm going to rank 1, 2, 3 to these particular risks. Impact may be, now I can define or categorize the impact into 4 levels. The first level is called as the negligible, that means with the minimum or no loss. Marginal, there'll be less of loss. Critical, we are going to have a big loss. And catastrophe, it is going to be a failure, right? So these are the levels of impact. So on the basis of these impact, we are going to define the level of the impact and we are going to estimate the probability, and according to these two parameters, I'm going to rank the risk, right? That means which one will have the higher priority, sorry. So I'll rank this particular risk in the priority. The one which is having the highest probability of occurrence and impact is there, I'll take it as the priority 1, right? Example, the one which is going to hamper the schedule, that is the date of delivery and the cost, are the major points on which we have to take on for the risk. Next one, we are going to develop a contingency plan to manage those risks having high probability and high impact. That means I'll take the higher priority of that particular risk which is having the higher impact and probability, and I'm going to plan out how we can manage this particular risk so that the loss can be reduced due to this risk. Now, next point is risk identification. First point in elaborated form is risk identification. How I can identify the risk. The risk identification is a systematic attempt to specify threats to the project plan. That means how I am going to work on? I am going to see what are the threats, what are the points which are working as a threat to my project plan. Those are going to be the risks, right? By identifying known predictable risks, the project manager takes a first step toward avoiding them and when possible and controlling them when necessary. That means the first agenda is to avoid the risk. First agenda is avoiding of risk, and if not avoidable, then we are going to work for controlling the risk. Controlling means we will reduce the impact of the risk. We'll try to reduce the impact of the risk. This is what the two work we are going to do, two tasks in the risk identification process. Now in the risk identification, we have two risks defined, which are generic risk and product specific. Generic risk means generalized. This particular term, which is like generalized risk. So this particular risk are the potential threat to any type of software that can be related to cost, but that is budget, schedule, resources, technology getting obsolete, right? Business plan getting out of the market. So these are the generalized risks. These are not specific to any software. The second type of risk is what? The product specific risk, which are what? These risks can be identified only by those with a clear understanding of the technology, the people, the environment that is specific to the software that is to be built. Now, the generic risk can be identified by anyone, but the product risk, specific risk, can be identified only by the people who have a clear understanding of the project that is going to be undertaken, related to the technology, related to the people, environment, and the software that is going to be built. This requires examination of the project plan and the statement of scope. So we have to make clear and examine the project plan and statement of scope. What special characteristics of this product may threaten our project plan? So we are going to see all the characteristics of the software which are very special, like we are including any special security to that particular project which we have not used in any other projects when we are developing. So this particular can be taken into consideration at a more better picture, and we can analyze that according to the risk. Next one is, what are the components and risk drivers? So the risk components and drivers, the project manager identifies the risk drivers that affect the following risk components. So first of all, what are the drivers? Drivers are the ones, the risk drivers are the ones due to which the risk can occur. And what are the risk components? They are the components due to the drivers. These components can be threatened. So what are the components? We have performance risk. Performance risk means the degree of uncertainty that the product will meet its requirement and be fit for its intended use. This is the performance risk. That means the degree of uncertainty that the product will perform according to the requirements of the customer and with the intent it was built. Next one is the cost risk. Again, the degree of uncertainty that the project budget will be maintained, that it will be completed within the cost which was planned. Support risk, the degree of uncertainty that the resultant software will be easy to correct, adapt, and enhance. Support risk is related to the maintenance, that whether this particular product that we have developed will be easily corrected, adapted, enhanced, maintained, is flexible or not, right? And schedule risk, again, the degree of uncertainty that the project schedule will be maintained and that the product will be delivered on time. So degree of uncertainty that the product will be delivered on time or not. So these are the risk components which are hampered or threatened due to the risk drivers. Other ones are, the impact of each risk driver on the risk component is divided into one of the 4 impact levels. I have already told you the impact due to these risk drivers. There is impact on the risk components. Now the impact is mentioned or calculated on 4 levels: negligible, marginal, critical, and catastrophic. Example, you can say it is 1, it is 2, it is 3 level, and it is 4th level. That is the highest loss. The risk drivers can be assessed as impossible, improbable, probable, and frequent, right? Now we are going to talk about the risk projection. Next step. Risk projection is what? We are going to estimate. Attempts to rate each risk in 2 ways. That is what we have seen. Probability that the risk is real, probability that the risk will occur in future, and consequence of the problems associated with the risk. That means the impact it has if it occurs, right? So this is what, these are the 2 parameters we have already talked about. Estimating the probability of occurrence and the impact. The project planner, managers, technical staff perform 4 risk projection steps, right? The intent of these steps is to consider risk in a manner that leads to prioritization. We are going to prioritize. We are going to give the priority on the basis of these 2 parameters. Be prioritizing risk. The software team can allocate limited resources where they will have most impact. That means wherever it has most impact, we can allocate the resources. The last thing is we have risk mitigation, monitoring, and management. You can have a term that is called as RMM. That is risk mitigation, monitoring, management. This is an effective strategy for dealing the risk. Risk mitigation is what? Avoidance. It is the primary strategy which is achieved through a plan. Next one is monitoring and management. Monitoring is taking over the, we are going to check it, right? We are monitoring it. And management and is what? We are going to control it, right? Having the less impact. We are trying to make the impact at a lesser level. So this is what you have all about the risk. I hope you must have understood this. Thank you.